Hey guys! So today I wanted to share with you 17 books that I want to read for 2017. There's just a lot of books that I really want to read, and I wanted to make kind of like a list to hold myself accountable for these books, and it's actually a part of my 2017 goals, reading goals, which if you have not checked that video out, it'll be up above for you. But yeah, I really wanted to just have a list of these books, and hopefully when I'm not sure what book to read, I can just pick a book from this list, because these are really books that I really want to get to. And yeah, since there's 17 of them, I kind of just picked 17 because it's 2017, but since there's so many, I won't do too much about what they're about. I'll probably just kind of go into why I want to read them this year. So yeah, let's get started. The first book I want to read, or I guess there's really no particular order for these, by the way, but it's War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, and I just want to get to it. I know it's huge. Like, look at that. That's huge. And the pages are like super thin. But I really want to get to this book. I want to say that I read War and Peace. So I don't know how I want to do it. I kind of want to read it with somebody. Maybe doing a read along. So if you're interested, let me know. But I really just want to read this book. I mean, I've heard good things about it, so yeah. Next is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. There's really no reason why I shouldn't have already read this book. It's basically got everything I like about a book, and one of my favorite reads of 2016 is very similar to this book. So yeah, I just need to get to this one. I really need to read this one. And the next one is The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. And really, this is just that I need to finish reading all of David Mitchell's books, and I think this is the next one that I need to read. It's pretty thick, but I hear that it's connected to Slade House, and I really want to read Slade House, so I need to read this one first. But yeah, I just have to finish reading all of David Mitchell's books because he's like my favorite author, so it's no excuse that I have not read this book yet. The next one is Authority by Jeff Vandermeer, and I read, what's the first one? Annihilation. I read Annihilation this year. Crazy weird book. And I was really gonna read the second one like right after, and then I heard somebody say that it's not as good. It's slightly different. It takes place in a completely different setting. I mean, it's the same kind of book, but it's in a different setting, doesn't follow the same person, and that really made me not want to read it, but I want to know what happens, so I definitely have to get to this one. Hopefully even the third book too. Like, I just want to finish the series this year. That would be nice. Next one is Ken Liu's The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories. This is a really big short story collection, but I've never read anything of Ken Liu, and I've heard he's a really great author. I have also his book, The Grace of Kings, which I kind of want to get to, but I feel like I'd rather get through his short story collection this year first. I probably will end up reading Grace of Kings as well, but I just really think that this would be a really good read. The next one is Pull Me Under by Kelly Luce. I've talked about her short story collection previously in my channel, and I love her writing. She's probably going to be an automatic buy for me. Like, anything she writes, I probably will end up buying. This is her first novel, I believe, so I really want to read it. And it's a really pretty cover, so yeah. The next one is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have the first two books. I got them from Book Outlet, and I just never read any of them either. Well, I never got to the first one, so I really want to make it a goal to get to it this year. I don't know too much what it's about, but I hear it's a really great series, a lot of like interesting world building, so yeah, this is just something I have to get to. The next one is Falling in Love with Hominids by Nalo Hopkins. I've talked about this book in my Try a Story tag that I was tagged by Jen Campbell for. So I read the first book in the first story in this short story collection, and it was just really good, and I don't know why I didn't end up picking it up afterwards after that challenge. I ended up picking another book that I didn't read either, but I really want to read this one. I feel like I love short story collections, but I don't read enough of them, and this one just sounds really cool. It's all like fantasy, sci-fi kind of short stories, and I don't read a ton of those, so definitely have to read this. The next one is The Book of Strange New Things by Michael Faber. This is a story about a guy who goes on a missionary to another planet, so he's trying to convert, I guess, a race of aliens to Christianity. And I mean, what more do you need to pick this book up? Like, it sounds extremely interesting. I've never heard anything like this before, so I want to read it. The next one is Lab Girl by Hope Jahren. This just sounds like a really cool book about this scientist that studies plants, and I'm fascinated about nature and kind of learning more about that field, so I want to check this one out. It looks really pretty too. I love the cover of this. The Last Days of Magic by Mark Tompkins, and this is another like really beautiful cover. If I was honest, this was definitely a cover buy, but it has a really great story too. I think basically magic is like fading in the world, and I guess one of the people is trying to make sure that it doesn't disappear. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I just want to get it read because it looks really good. The World Without Us. This is by Alan Wiseman. This is nonfiction, and it's basically just a book about what it would be like if humans weren't on the earth. So another kind of like nature book, I guess. I honestly don't know if it's gonna go into nature too much, but it just seems really cool. Like, what would life be like without humans? So yeah. The next book is Arcadia by Ian Pierce. Now this is a book kind of like The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. I believe there's like portals into new worlds, and I read Every Heart a Doorway pretty recently, and it's giving me those kind of feels. I want to read another book kind of like it, so Arcadia is probably what I want to read next. But yeah, and it's just, I've heard a lot of great things about this book too, so I definitely should get to it as soon as possible. And the next book is The Mothers, a novel by Brit Bennett. And this book, I guess, is just kind of following what it's like being a teenage mother. And it deals, I think there's a lot about religion in this book, which I don't see portrayed very often or well done in books, so I really want to see how it's done in this book, and I hear that it's done pretty well. So yeah, I'm super excited to kind of check this one out. It looks really good. So there are a few books on this list that I don't actually own a copy of, but I still want to get to them. I don't know. My TBR is kind of embarrassingly high right now, so I'm trying not to buy any more books until I read a lot of the books that I have. But these are really books that I really want to buy soon, so we'll see. The first one is Citizen, an American Lyric by Claudia Rankine. And this is a series of poetry that I think just talks about race in America. And it just sounds really intriguing, and I really want to read more about race, but I like how that it's in a different format of poetry. That's why why I'm interested in reading that one. Next one I want to read is a short story collection, The Children of the New World by Alexander Weinstein. And this is a collection of stories that are kind of like sci-fi. I love those kinds of stories, and I've heard a lot of great things about it, so I hope that I can get that book this year. The last book is Homegoing by Yaga Yessi, and I've just heard so many great things about this book. I think it's really amazing how she was able to capture so many different generations in this one book. But I believe it follows two half-sisters, but each of their lives kind of take completely different turns. I think it's about what it's like being an African American or in being an African, and I love books like that. I think it kind of reminds me of Americana a little bit. I kind of getting those same feels when I hear people talk about it. So I really want to get that one. Those are all the books I really want to get to in 2017. If you've read any of these books, let me know. Or if you have any of them that you think I should get to like right away, let me know in the comments below. What are some of the books that you are looking forward to for 2017 or that you really want to get read this year? Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye!